morning, and thank you all for coming today. This is a day I've been looking forward to. Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. And Apple has been, well, first of all, one's very fortunate if you get to work on just one of these in your career. Apple's been very fortunate. It's been able to introduce a few of these into the world. In 1984, we introduced the Macintosh. It didn't just change Apple, it changed the whole computer industry. In 2001, we introduced the first iPod. And it didn't just change the way we all listen to music, it changed the entire music industry. Well, today, we're introducing the new Mac Pro.
Thanks, Steve. I'll take it from here. Welcome to Onourshelf. Just in case you missed my unboxing video earlier, here it is again in about 20 seconds. And basically all you get in the box is some manuals, the Mac Pro itself, and a power cord. Okay, so here it is, the brand new Mac Pro itself. And we're going to talk about design first. So it has a height of 9.9 inches, has a diameter of 6.6 inches, and it weighs 11 pounds. It features an anodized aluminum enclosure with diamond cut chamfered edges. It has a completely redesigned cylinder shape to it, which is a drastic change from its predecessor. And despite looking solid black in most pictures and videos that you see, it also has a hint of gray in it as well. And if you haven't seen exactly how this thing is made, click on the link in the top right hand corner. It'll take you to Apple's website. Just hit play. It'll show you how this thing is produced. It's a pretty cool video. It's about 3 minutes long. But to sum up design, basically this thing is very high quality and has a very premium feel built to it. Okay, so on the back we have our lock and unlock switch, an Apple logo, our audio out port, headphone mini jack port, 4 USB 3.0 ports, 6 Thunderbolt 2 ports, dual gigabit Ethernet ports, an HDMI 1.4 Ultra HD port, which is good for 4K displays, a power button, and our power cord input. On the bottom, Mac Pro, designed by Apple in California, assembled in the US. Serial number, model number prints along the sides. Right here we have a rubber strip to prevent vibration and to keep this thing from sliding all over the place. Also along the bottom we have a bunch of air intake vents. To take the aluminum cover off, simply switch the switch to the unlock position, and then you can pull the shell right off. And here's a look at the inside of the aluminum shell. You have exhaust vents along the top. You also have a fan inside. And this top piece is plastic. Now right here we have our SSD, solid state drive. It's screwed onto the back of one of your GPUs. That entire board right there is the GPU behind it. This board right here is your other GPU. Here is one of your RAM slots right here. It holds 2 sticks. To take your RAM out or to upgrade your RAM, replace it, you just simply see the arrow right here, you just lift it up, it pops right out, and the RAM pretty much you just pull it right out. And here's a look at both sides of the RAM stick. This is just one of your 3 RAM sticks that came in this particular configuration. And to put the RAM back in, simply slide it right in and push the enclosure in the middle and listen for the click. As we flip the Mac Pro around, you'll see your other 2 slots for RAM as well. And as you look around the Mac Pro, you'll notice there are a whole bunch of Torx screws all over the place, which basically means that you can get inside this thing if you need to replace things, but it's not going to be nowhere as simple as the old Mac Pro was, where you could simply just slide in and slide out things. And to put the cover or shell back on, simply slide it right on and slide the switch to the lock position. Now to set the Mac up is pretty easy. Simply plug the power cord into the back of the Mac, plug the other end into the wall. And for display, I do not have a 4K monitor yet, so I'm going to be using my 27-inch iMac. And to do that, we're going to be using Thunderbolt to Thunderbolt connection. And now we can go ahead and turn it on for the first time. And yes, the Mac Pro does have a built-in speaker. It's not that good though. And this right here is a first for me, 2 black Apple stickers. This is the first time I've ever seen black ones. Okay, let's get to the Mac Pro itself. So first, on top we have some styrofoam. The Mac Pro for the first time, it's the same as all the other Macs. Select keyboard, mouse, time zone, agree to sign your life away, the usual. And before we go any farther, let's talk about the specific model that we have. So we have the Mac Pro Quad-Core, which is the very base model. It starts at $2,999. It features a 3.7 gigahertz Quad-Core Intel Xeon E5 processor, also 12 gigabytes of DDR3 ECC memory. This one came with 3 4GB sticks in particular, but it's configurable up to 64 gigabytes. You have dual AMD FirePro D300 graphic processors with 2GB of DDR5 VRAM each, 256 gigabytes PCIe-based flash storage, Wi-Fi 802.11 and Bluetooth 4.0. The operating system that comes with it is OS X Mavericks version 10.9. And if you think $3,000 is a lot, don't forget you can max this thing out at $9,599 for the highest spec model. So here's my official setup for the new Mac Pro. I have a 27-inch iMac, a wired Apple keyboard, a Apple wireless mouse, and the Mac Pro, as you can see to the right, with Mr. Jobs on top of it. So let's go ahead and get started and run a few benchmarks. I'm going to give you my opinion of what I think about this new Mac Pro. Now for our first test, and one thing that I was really curious about is how quiet is this actual machine. Apple claims that under load, meaning under a heavy workload, that it's less than 30 decibels. And the way this thing works is you have a large heatsink in the middle, and the fan on top of that sucks up air from the bottom and blows all the hot air out the top. And that's how it keeps the boards cool. Now to put decibels into perspective, 100 decibels is equivalent to someone on a motorcycle. 30 decibels is more equivalent to someone whispering. So that's pretty quiet. So I'm gonna put my decibel meter thing on top of it and let's see what we get. Now the room I'm in right now stays at about 37 decibels, and I currently have the Mac Pro maxed out with applications. I have games going, Photoshop, Final Cut Pro, videos rendering. I have approximately 29 programs open right now, and this has been going on for about 20 minutes. And the reader is rating it at 46 to 47 decibels, but that's right up inside of the Mac Pro, and obviously you're not going to be that close to it. Now in a real life situation, 1 to 2 feet away, I put this thing right next to my face and it went back down to 38 to 37 decibels, and I couldn't get it to go any quieter than that, unfortunately, because of the room. And unfortunately at the moment I don't have any room that's any quieter than 37 to 38 decibels. And right here I have a thermometer, and the room I'm in right now is at 84 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna go ahead and put the temperature little thing inside the Mac Pro and let's see how hot it gets. And this is just after I got done running all of those programs, so this is still 20 minutes later. This thing is, I'm pretty sure, maxed out, and it's running pretty hot. Let's see what the temperature goes to. And here's what the Mac Pro's fan actually sounds like. I magnified the decibels times 12. And as you can see right here, it maxed out right around 124 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, mind you, this is with the thermometer right up inside of the Mac Pro, so that's extremely close to it. Now, for benchmark testing, one of the apps I use is Geek Bench, and we got a single core score of 2,931 and a multi-core score of 9,524. As far as disk speed goes, we had a write speed that stayed right around 800 and a read speed that stayed right around 900. And as far as Nova Bench goes, we got a score of 1,084. Now here's the comparison that I personally did between this particular iMac, which is a 27-inch 2011 iMac. It features a 2.7 gigahertz Intel Core i5 processor with 16 gigs of RAM. And what I did was I exported a 1-minute 1080p video clip out of Final Cut Pro. And with this iMac, it took exactly 3 minutes and 58 seconds to do that. With the new Mac Pro, it did it in exactly 1 minute and 57 seconds. So that's just a little comparison for you. And I personally do a lot of video editing myself, and certain videos that run over 10 minutes can literally take over an hour to export out of Final Cut Pro, depending on what I have packed into them. So with this new setup, I'm definitely looking forward to saving a lot of time. That way I can be more productive and do more work. Did I just say do more work? Anyway. And also we're finding out more and more now that despite what some first impressions were of this new Mac Pro, that it actually is upgradable. Certain components inside this Mac Pro are upgradable. So the only real complaint I have about the Mac Pro is this. Oh, and did I mention when you turn it around, the back illuminates? And after a few seconds, the light cuts off. So in conclusion, I think this picture sums up the Mac Pro best. Despite the true meaning of this picture, what I get from it is this, is that this is a small little cute looking desktop, but in reality, it's a beast. So anyway, that's been my review of the new Mac Pro. Take care, I'll see you guys in our next video, and thanks for watching.
There's an old Wayne Gretzky quote that I love. I skate to where the puck is going to be, not where it has been. And we've always tried to do that at Apple, since the very, very beginning. And we always will.